up against something more powerful and destructive than either of you realize.
Masterminds of science, unwilling to believe the unbelievable, while they attempt the impossible.
We're trying to find a way, projecting ourselves into another world through the power of thought. What if they've already done it?
Yes, the unbelievable can be, and the unearthly stranger can feel as a human.
What is it?
Don't you hear it?
Hear what?
Years of smoking crack has left me with half a brain, one testicle, and short-term memory loss. Where was I? Oh, fuck it.
It's St. Zero's live headphone bleed.
I apologise for that. I think you'll find this a bit more interesting.
Well, hello there, my fine feathered friends. It is I, your delicious host, Saint Zero, and this is the Headphone Bleed. As usual, we are broadcasting from the bowels of an abandoned castle in an undisclosed location, starting off with a little cough. And when you're out, haven't done that one in a long-ass time, I figure, what the fuck, little old time's sake. How the hell are you? Holy shit, it's been a holiday, hadn't it? Hope everyone had a really good holiday season. I know it's not quite over yet, but hope all your Christmases and Hanukkahs and Kwanzas and, whatever it is that your solstices and whatever other holidays that y'all celebrate. I hope it was a good one. I hope not only you got everything you want, hopefully you had family and friends. And if you didn't, you know what? That's cool too. Hopefully you did whatever you wanted to do. And that's what it's all about. It is the post-holiday show, I guess. I don't know. I did a holiday show, so we'll do a post-holiday show. What the fuck? Why not, right? Anyway, I've got stuff. I've got all sorts of stuff. I'm actually kind of excited about this show, and I have been for a little while now. I've got the usual things. I've got shit I found on the internet. We've got Dr. Farquad, who is, of course, going to come by and help us with yet another problem that we all have. And just kind of the usual stuff. And I've been trying some new things, as I'm sure you've noticed. So I've got something else I want to try out. Let me know what you think. Biggest and the most important thing, though, is this week, tonight, I have on the show my interview with Garek. That's right. We've been playing Garek for the better part of a year now. He's been regular rotation on the station. I play him on the show fairly regularly. Well, I got a chance to talk to him. I'm going to play that interview here in just a little bit. Get the kids, get the parents, get everyone. It's a good interview. It was really good. I had a hell of a lot of fun talking to him. I think you're going to be very interested in what he has to say. So gather some people up and do the damn thing. I totally lost what I was going to do. Oh, there's a huge-ass storm going on, so if we have some technical difficulties tonight, then that will be why. So, I mean, it's not just me being my usual asshole self. We might actually have a few hiccups. We kind of already started out with some, but I'll get to that later. But anyway, I hope all of you have been doing good. And as part of our post-holiday wrap-up, I've got our yearly "What did we put into ourselves this year?" thing, which I actually will do that here in just a little bit. But any requests, suggestions, death threats, cookie recipes, marriage proposals, and nuclear bomb recipes, please send to me at Saint042 on Twitter, funkyhorror42 at yahoo.com. Facebook, it's just the good old Headphone Bleed. If you're listening live tonight, I appreciate it, and you can go to the DJ page and all those cool little buttons are there. If you are listening at fanboytv.com, there's also some buttons there that you can just whisk you away to tell me what the hell you want. And this show, like all the rest, will be up on Fanboy TV. And also, don't forget the YouTube channel. That's right, the Headphone Bleed is on YouTube. So if you like to watch stupid pictures while listening to my stupid voice, there you go. It's one-stop shopping. You can't go wrong. I'm going to do some changes. We're going to talk about that also. But I've been doing this show for about 2 years now, give or take. And since day one, I have opened the show, every show. Well, okay, with the exception of certain theme nights, like occasionally do like jazz night, blues night, things like that. Nashville Pussy does not apply. But barring the theme nights, every night I start with Nashville Pussy. Starting next year, like I said, I'm going to do a few things different, and I'm going to retire Nashville Pussy. Not that you're not going to hear them on the show, it's just I'm not opening the show with them every night. They're still my favorite band. I still love them, probably more than I do most members of my family. And they come into town, I'll go see them at the drop of a hat. Don't stand in my way. But we're going to change it up. But what am I going to change it up to? I guess you're just going to have to find out next year. But to kind of wrap up our good buddies, Blaine and Ryder, and Bonnie and Jeremy. So Nashville Pussy, we're going to start it off one more time.
Who wants a blessing? Take it all, goodbye. Gotta come at me. Once a normal, voluptuously beautiful woman, she drove into a nightmare of horror and saw descending from the sky a titanic monster whose fearsome touch became a frightful curse.
You think I'm drunk, don't you? All of you! I'm not drunk! I'm not! You've got to believe me. Please. It was right in the middle of the highway, 30 feet tall.
Once she's in the booby hatch, throw the key away. That'll put you in the driver's seat. You'd make a wild driver, Harry. With $50 million.
What she saw was beyond belief until others, too, faced its hideous, uncontrollable menace. Attack of the 50-foot woman, incredibly huge, with incredible desires for love and vengeance.
Well, shit, I promised you guys glitches, and by God, I'm going to give them to you. I guess whatever I was going to play next is going to have to wait because it's being stubborn. Oh, well, fuck it. Anyway, hey, Brimstone Howl, Little Atomic Love, and before that, Pussy Time by the one, the only, the just completely fucking badass Nashville Pussy. They are on tour, so if they come to your neck of the woods, by God, you better check them the fuck out. And I was going to play some Place to Bury Strangers, but yeah, I didn't want to. It's being stubborn. Well, screw it, I say. We're going to play it anyway, probably a little later. Anyway, thank you so much for listening in. I appreciate the hell out of it. Like I said, I've got my interview with Garek coming up here really, really, really soon. There are other things and such that are also coming up. Excuse me. I've got this cold, if you haven't noticed, and so if I sound a little stuffed up, then yes, I am a little stuffed up. But that's all right. I've got a glass of Crown here that is doing its damnedest to unstuff me. So we'll see how that goes. I've got some shit I found on the internet. I've got actually this. Every year at this time of the year, anyway, we do the yearly orifice extraction report. What are the things that we shoved in our body that we had to get taken out of the ER? We do this every year. It's a report I look forward to, and I've actually looked forward to for many, many years. So we're going to go on with it right now, just because I'm all excited. It's fun. Anyway, it's what did we get stuck in this year? And we'll just go by orifice. How about that? We stuck in our ear this year, and of course these are all reported but from ERs nationwide. There's actually a big consumer product commission database thing, and all this stuff is listed. But this is the list that I have anyway of stuff we've shoved in ourselves. From the ear, we've taken out a safety razor, pencil lead, finger ring, a toy cell phone. Someone was, quote, doing a magic trick and stuck a toy earball in ear, which is always nice. Beans, string, seashells, the usual. Patient claims someone hid a piece of crayon in his ear. It's a good place. Fish hook, potpourri, grass, rosary bead. I'm sure Jesus has a few things to say about that. A 12-year-old male states that last evening he stuck a plastic BB into his ear just because. Piece of a Bluetooth earpiece, which I find ironic and somewhat karmatic. Let's see, what do we got in the nose? We've got candle wax up the nose, hair tie, Halloween decoration, pillow stuffing, a screw. Was found in the bathroom stuffing toilet paper up nostril. That's got to be fun. A strawberry smelling sticker, which I completely understand that one. And a wet piece of cardboard. All right, what did we stick down our throats? Well, we stuck a broom, a marshmallow, a lighter. Was eating beef jerky when he opened the package of silica and sprinkled it on the beef jerky. That's a Darwin Award there. Someone swallowed their gold tooth. Perfume bottle cap. A few quarters. A piece of a CD. A balloon of marijuana. A wig. I'm not sure if that was a whole wig or not. Drinking from a soda can, swallowed a bee-stung patient in the throat. Poor bastard. All right, now we're getting into the good stuff here. What have we stuck up our penis? Half a pencil, an eraser, a pen cap, a marble, coat hanger, fucking really? Plastic straw in his penis while he was high on crystal meth. Well, I think I've been to one of those guys' parties. Screwdriver, magnets. Let's see, we've stuck up our vaginas, cell phones, 2 tampons. Must be a heavy flow day. Plastic spoon, golf ball, because they wanted to do pelvic floor exercises. A jingle bell. Wet washcloth, earrings, a toy teapot, and a vial of fentanyl, and a snorkel. All right, the piece we all been waiting for. What have we shoved up our ass? We put up our rectum. Let's see here. Thinks he has a toothbrush case in rectum. Doesn't know because he was drunk. Glass bottle, coins and crayons, dice, handle of a toilet plunger. 7-year-old male watching a video involving aliens rectal probing people at home decided to try it, put plastic toy screw in rectum. Constipation, stuck dildo in rectum. Not sure how that was going to help. Bobby pin, elastic string. Entertaining guests by inserting the wooden leg of a chair into his rectum. I've been to one of that guy's parties. 2 golf balls up rectum. Flashlight aerosol can, shampoo bottle, homemade dildo, which I'm pretty sure all of these kind of count as a homemade dildo. Toy shark, and quote, was at a fisting party and has a spiky rubber ball that lights up stuck in rectum. And last but not least, an egg. So there you go, kids. All the things we put in ourselves this year, the yearly report. God, we are a bunch of sick fucks. Anyway, I've got Dr. Farquad coming up, and I do have Garek coming up. I do actually want to start off, though, by playing a couple of his songs. Now, we've played a lot of Garek, his album, his EP, Take the King. We've played a lot off of it, and a few of the singles. He's ridiculously talented artist, musician, yada, yada. We'll get into that here in a minute, but I'm going to start off here with probably one of my favorite Garek songs. I love this song. I play it all the time. It's on my phone, and like if I'm walking to work or whatever, I always make sure that one plays at some point. So let's start off with a little Cavity by Garek.
First done Size isn't important, my friend. It's not what you've got, it's where you stick it.
I see them in the distance in the flickering light. Another army descends under an armor white. Gentle and so simple, it's not hard to decide. When you are born, little one, you're born to sacrifice. No one's gonna make a move for me. It's as black and white as it seems to be. Do what you need to take the king in the air. See, God save the queen. Now bow down, bow to me. Wash my hair and kiss my feet. And then for me, more for me. Bow down, bow to me. Wash my hair and kiss my feet. A benevolent queen. Yes, that's me. Force you to your corner, back you into your place. I'll tear the faith out of you and strip your freedom away. Marching ever slower toward your last dying day. Unless you throw down your arms and pledge allegiance to me. No one's gonna make a move for me. It's as black and white as it seems to be. Do what you need to take the king in the air. See, God save the queen. Now bow down, bow to me. Wash my hair and kiss my feet. And then for me, more for me. Now bow down, bow to me. Wash my hair and kiss my feet. A benevolent queen. Yes, that's me. Bow down, bow to me. Wash my hair and kiss my feet. Now bow down, bow to me. Wash my hair and kiss my feet. And then for me, more for me. Bow down, bow to me. Wash my hair and kiss my feet. A benevolent queen. Yes, that's me. Bow down, bow to me. Wash my hair and kiss my feet. And then for me, more for me. Bow down, bow to me. Wash my hair and kiss my feet. A benevolent queen. Yes, that's me. Bow down, bow to me. Wash my hair and kiss my feet. Wash my hair and kiss my feet.
The awesome thing about that song is I will get it stuck on my head. Every time I listen to it, it's imprinted in my brain, and I'll be humming it for days. And there's not too many songs that you want stuck in your head. That was a 2 from Garek. First off, we had Cavity. The second, Save the Queen. Both of which we'll probably talk a little bit about here in just a minute. I want to do more interviews in the coming year. I have a lot of things I want to do. I don't call them resolutions because resolutions it just means lying to yourself. But there are a lot of things I want to do. A lot of things I want to do with the show. One of them is more interviews. So by God, hit me up with suggestions. If you know someone, whether they're a musician, an author, an artist, whatever, if they're doing something, they didn't have to do anything creative. It could be something completely non-creative. But if they're trying to do something, whether it's community-minded or whatever, hit me up. I want to talk to them. I want to do a lot more interviews, and I've done a few interviews here and there. And the more I do, the more I enjoy it. I thoroughly enjoyed this one. Talking with Garek. I did a phone interview with him. This would have been last week. And It was a lot of fun. I'll play it here in just a minute. I do have to say one thing, though, and it was my first interview doing it over the phone. And so, unfortunately, we had a couple of little glitches. The first, I want to say like 30 to 45 seconds or so, maybe a little bit more of the interview, unfortunately, was lost. I had to cut it, so it'll jump in a little abruptly. And also at the end. So there's a chunk there at the end of the interview that unfortunately got cut off. And I think there'll be one little itty-bitty jump in the middle somewhere. It's the first time using, I don't really know what happened. Well, I take that back. I do know what happened, and I know how to fix it for next time. I want to apologize right now to you guys, apologize to Garek, for losing these little pieces. But, I mean, I don't feel it was anything important, and it doesn't take away from the interview itself. There's just little bits and pieces, so if it sounds a little weird, that's why. But I figured out the bugs, hey, it's a work in progress, I can't do anything right, but I can do it one way or another. So you might have to turn your radios up just a touch on this one, in the effort of sound quality. But here it is, talking with the one, the only, the ridiculously talented. He's an artist, he's a musician, and just kind of all-around nice guy. Here it is, my interview talking with Garek.
Who am I? Well, my name is Garek. I'm a singer-songwriter from New York, but who isn't, right? And did you ask me why?
Yes.
Why I am? Well, about 28 years ago, in 9-something months, my mom and dad probably had a very special, very romantic evening, and I'm here because of that. Or maybe it was something quick and non-romantic. Who knows?
A deep, meaningful backseat relationship. We don't know.
Yeah, but either way, I'm here. By God's good grace or someone's mistake, who knows? But here I am.
And we are glad you are here.
Thank you. As a pig and shit?
Exactly.
Okay, good. See, it's catching already.
Yeah, see? We could start a trend.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right, excuse me. All right, you, like I said, you know, obviously you're a musician, you're living in New York. How long have you been in New York?
About 5 years. I moved out here 2010 after I finished college. I moved by myself. I had no friends. I had no money. I still have no friends and I still have no money, but I've been here for 5 years. Because I got tired of Wisconsin and because I heard that New York was the hardest place to make it. So I thought, why not go for the big one right away?
There you
Skip
go.
all the other stuff and just go straight for the big one. And I did, and I paid for it. Still am, but I'm making progress day by day. Baby steps,
Exactly.
Have you ever been?
I haven't, no. It's on my list. I one of these days I am going to make it up there.
Okay. You come to New York and do my job, and I'll come to Austin and do yours.
Okay, you know what? That's totally fair.
Mm-hmm. I like to play fair.
I dig it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you have a number of singles out, and you have an EP, Take the King.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been out for about a year now, hasn't it?
Yes.
And
yes. It came out last November, I think.
Okay, yeah.
I suppose I should celebrate that as, like, my second birthday.
There you go.
And then people can buy me things. Good
Exactly.
idea,
See?
Nick.
You're onto something.
Yeah. Thank you for that.
No problem. I should do that, too, because I recently, about a year ago, I published a book, and I should make that my second birthday, too. See? You are full of great ideas.
Mm-hmm. We as artists deserve more than one birthday, because we give so much and ask so little.
Exactly. See? You're so smart.
Yes.
Now, the title of the EP is Take the King, and then your first single, I think it was your first single, was Save the Queen. Is there, like, specific significances with those particular titles?
The Take the King was, or is, rather, a lyric in Save the Queen. do what you need to take the king, but in the end, you'll see God saves the queen. It has a lot to do with power, the balance of power, power struggle. Who do you align yourself with to get what you want? Why do you do so? How do you pick who you align yourself with? Save the Queen is about a chess game. So chess inherently is about strategy, about taking the king, and the queen being the most important one. So I sort of applied that metaphor to my life. That was when I first started making music, and I knew what I wanted to do, but I didn't know how to go about doing it. So I had to recognize my strengths and my weaknesses, and what I wasn't good at. I had to find people that could help me, or that, were willing to fill in those weaknesses, and that came back to who do I align myself with, who's worth getting to know, who should I spend time with, who's going to be in my way, who's going to help me. All those things that we think about day to day was that was where I was at when I wrote Save the Queen and Take the King. I thought was a good summation of the entire thing. Up to that point, it was also about realizing that as a man, there are a lot of gifts in femininity that we're not encouraged to explore, or that we're taught is, they're bad. It's bad to be feminine or girly or whatever, and I was always taught that. I never really understood why, but it was just something that everybody around me said, so that I thought it was true, as you do when you're young. But when I was young, I always identified more with villains, especially female villains. If you think of Disney movies like Ursula or Maleficent or characters like that, most boys would identify with the hero, or like the action figure saving the princess, or being violent and whatever, shooting guns, whatever boys do. I don't even know. I stopped paying attention. But I always identified more with the villains, and particularly the female ones, because I was not a violent kid. I don't really understand it. I've never gotten in a fight before, so when I saw them using, they were always very strategic. They used their intelligence rather than brute strength to get what they wanted. They had to be a little manipulative or cunning, or didn't rely on guns or their biceps to get what they wanted. And I always thought that was more admirable than just going in somewhere with a big sword, and again, I'm not sure what they do. But so just kind of coming to terms with that as an adult, seeing that femininity is not, there's some gifts in there for everyone. And that, for me, means, again, using strategy, being, I don't want to say manipulative, but sometimes being a bitch. Yeah. You get a lot more done when you're not willing to stand for bullshit, or for people that are going to waste your time or detract from your vision of what you're doing. And I don't think that's a bad thing. So that's part of Saving the Queen, is realizing the gifts in there, embracing all of those gifts, and in the process taking the king, which is whatever you want it to be, whatever your goal is, or whatever makes you happy, is kind of what I see is the king. So whatever you need to do to get that, or to take that, go for it. However you're going to do it, I don't know.
No, that's cool. I like that, and I think you're right on a lot of things there. Anytime you have a goal, it seems weird, but people kind of come out of the woodwork, and sometimes you have to be the bitch. You have to stand up and say, You're getting out of my way whether you like it or not. So I dig that. I dig that.
Yeah, I find I have very little patience as I grow older. I'm 28 now. No, I'm 27, sorry, so my life is almost over. But I'm a few years away from being a crappy old bitch. So I'm well on my way.
That's all right. I got a decade on you, and being a crabby old bitch it's got its perks. Trust me.
I'll get a lot of work done that way, so it's fine.
Yeah, I'm working on the grumpy old man thing, and so far, it works pretty good for me. Now, on your music, the albums and the songs, is it all just you, or do you have a band backing you up, or how's that work?
When I play live, I play with a band, usually. The music as far as like production-wise, I have some guys that I work with that will do the music. I have a guitar player that I love to work with. There's just a few different people that I kind of refer to as my creative dream team, my collaborators that just inherently understand what I like or what I'm going to like or what my sound is. They just get it. It's not hard. It's not a struggle. It's part of being a solo artist. A big part, actually, is finding your sound, what you want your music to sound like, and how do you get that. And I was very lucky that I found this group of people as an intern that just understood what I was going for and were excited about it and wanted to make music with me. So they'll usually write something, they'll give me like an instrumental or something, and then I'll write on top of it. I'll have an idea of maybe the instruments will give me a vision or like an image or a color or something that I've been wanting to write about for a long time, like Save the Queen. I always wanted to write a song about a chess game. So I did, and that was that. Lately I've been doing a lot of a cappella arrangements where I'll sing an entire song, record it, and then give it to them, and they'll put music to it. So it's sort of a reverse writing process, but it's working for me so far. So.
Well, that's good. It's, different methods can sometimes get different results, so that works out.
Yeah, and when I'm recording, it's a very, I don't want to say lonely process because I like it. I'm always by myself. I'm tracking my own vocals. I'm recording my own vocals. I'm producing them. So I taught myself how to do that because I, again, was being too impatient and I didn't want to have to rely on other people to do it. So I just taught myself how to do it, and then I've been doing it ever since, and it's faster that way.
Yeah, I can see that. Get everyone out from underfoot. Now, speaking of live, you have a tour coming up, don't you?
Yes. Save the Queen recently went to radio, as you know, about a month ago, and it debuted at number 5 on the indie rock charts.
Awesome! Congratulations.
Which is pretty tits. I had no idea that was going to happen. It was very exciting. And so we're working on putting a tour together for early next year, 2016.
Have you got any dates as of yet?
Yes, a few, but none of which I can announce.
Okay, cool.
Just because contracts haven't been solidified yet.
No.
But I'd love to come to Austin if you guys got anything cool going on down there.
Yeah, I'm sure we can find something. We got a few pretty cool, it's a music town, so trying to find a spot probably wouldn't be too hard. It's just, when and what time of year, get you in the right spot.
Well, I'm available. I have dates open. So
Cool. I'll see what I can do then. Now, do you like the tour? I assume because not only are you musically inclined, but artistically inclined, I'm sure that there'll probably be some sort of visual element to the shows as well.
Yes. For me, I've always been more more interested in the emotion and the theatrics of a show, in the sense that, to me, you can have one of the best vocalists in the world standing on a stage and singing a song and hitting every note and being perfect, but I could just be bored to death with them because they're not... Singing by itself has never really been that interesting to me. I enjoy the performance aspect of it, which is why I'm drawn to more colorful characters. And it's more interesting for me to bring different people or things on stage with me. When I tour, I like to try and work in people from the area. If I came down to Austin, I would probably look into some burlesque troops there, and see if they wanted to do a number for Save the Queen with me or something like that.
And that would actually be pretty easy to do, because there are a number of burlesque troops down here that I'm sure would be more than happy to back you up on that.
Yeah, and I think that's... it's fun for me to do, because I get to go and perform with a bunch of different people that I normally wouldn't have, and I get to see what each town has to offer or what it has going on, and how I can work that into what I'm doing.
Yeah, see, I like that too. You know, give it... Music is great. I live for it, but if I'm going to go to a show, you know, entertain me, and so having that visual thing going on, it's just as important.
Yeah.
And I think I saw it on Facebook here real recently. You have an art show coming up.
I do. I have my first solo exhibit tomorrow, actually.
Well, explain a little bit, I mean, as best you can, you know, with words, as far as explaining what is your art, what is your medium, where did it kind of come from?
Well, I started drawing before I did anything else, before I started singing or writing or whatever. So I've always been interested in visual things, and I was the artist in class growing up, and depending on who you talk to, I'll show somebody a piece and they're like, oh, wow, you should forget about music, you should just do art. Or I'll show somebody else a piece, and I was like, you should, you know, your music is great, you should just keep doing music. And so I do both of them because they're fulfilling in different ways. Recently I started doing a lot of charcoals, which is what my first show is primarily going to be, is charcoal medium, because there was a day a few years ago where I had an idea or an image that I really wanted to make, and I didn't have anything to make it with except a piece of charcoal that my parents had gotten me for Christmas years ago. So I used it and I made the piece, and then years later I was showing it to a gallery owner here in New York, and he liked it so much that he bought it. So up to that point, I had just made art and then put it under my bed. I hadn't really showed anybody the pieces. Nobody really knew about it. I would just, I'd post a photo here and there. But when he bought it, that was sort of, definitely, it was an impetus to create more. Like, it was like, okay, maybe I can do something with this. Somebody that knows what they're talking about is interested in what I'm doing. So that was maybe 2 years ago almost, and I started doing more that way. Started to build collections, because before my art was all over the place. It was different mediums, different subjects, different everything. But like music, it's important to sort of pick a style and then explore that style, and I didn't really understand that with art until somebody applied it to music. It would be like, the art that I was doing, it would be like if, I don't know, like if Britney Spears did an album and she had a country song, a heavy metal song, a polka song, or blues, and if she was just all over the place, it wouldn't really... the songs might be cool, but it wouldn't really make sense.
Right.
So that's what the struggle that I had to figure out was how to make a cohesive collection. And when I applied that to music, it started to make more sense that way.
Okay. I got you on that, yeah. That actually makes perfect sense, you know, although I would love to hear Britney Spears do polka.
Yeah.
Now that you brought that up, that would actually be pretty awesome.
Or a sensible square dance or something like that.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, does the art and the music come from the same place within you, or is it, you know, maybe two different sides of a coin?
Oh, God. Yeah, well, it comes from the same place as it comes from me, but inspiration is different. I would say the art is a little more free-form, perhaps a bit more personal than some of the music I've made, but as the art gets more personal, then I find that I want to make the music more personal also. And just allowing myself to explore different themes and different emotions in the music that I've been doing in the art. So yeah, they do inform each other. They inspire each other. And if I can't write a song or get a lyric or something, then I'll go draw, or the other way around. Usually it comes in cycles. I'll do music for a few weeks or a few months, and then I'll get tired of that, and then I'll do some art for a while. Some way, otherwise I get sick.
Yeah, no,
mentally.
I can dig that.
When I'm, creatively constipated, when I can't draw or when I can't write, that's when I'm not very pleasant to be around.
Yeah, I can imagine. Now, your videos are, highly visual, and of course they play with the songs, really, really well. What is it, what is the process to put, like one of the, your videos together? Because, Save the Queen and even Cavity, it, not only do they, make the video and the song kind of one entity, but there seems to be, a lot in play. So is it a lot of work to put one of these videos together?
Yes, it's so much work. It's very exhausting, but very rewarding also. It's a lot of work because I'm doing everything myself. I don't have a production team or a huge budget to do whatever I want or to sort of delegate responsibilities. I'm the one that does the scheduling and the location and the wardrobe and all of the ideas. I've been lucky enough where the directors that I work with, they kind of let me do whatever I want, and they add their own spin to things or insight, but for the most part, it's I'm responsible for what goes on in front of the camera, whether that's me, what I'm wearing, my performance, who else is in the video, what we're doing, if there's a story. Save the Queen took us probably 7 months to make, not because it was a lot of work, but we just had to break it up into 3 or 4 different shoot days, and because everyone was doing it, just volunteering their time, it was hard to schedule something like that because there were so many different personalities in the video. But I know that I like a song if I can see a video to it. If I'm working on a song and for some reason I don't know what the video would look like, or if I feel like there wouldn't be a video for it, then I just sort of give up on that one. I don't know why. It's probably not the best idea, but that's just what happens. So.
Yeah, everyone's got their method. So, let's see here. My list of questions just locked up. Hold on here. All right, there we go. Now, Save the Queen was also part of London Fashion Week, right? Am I getting that right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, that was last year fall. An Australian designer who I met through a PR company in London really took to the video, and she wanted to use the song for her runway show. And of course I said yes, absolutely. And she asked me if I wanted to come and walk in the show and perform at the after party, of which I said yes also. But I'm not a model, so I had no idea what walking a runway would be like, and it turns out it's fucking terrifying. You walk every day, putting one foot in front of the other, but suddenly when you have to do it in a room full of people and they're watching you walk, it becomes the most difficult thing in the world. But I got through it, and it was a great time. I had never been to London before, so it was that was the way to do it for my first time, I feel like.
Well, yeah, especially when they got your blood, sweat, and tears playing. You know, that's a good way to go.
Yeah, and everybody, the show was a little dark, a little avant-garde. All the models were in black morph suits, wearing the jewelry, so you couldn't see their face. It was just like this big black shadow. It was really cool. It was perfect, actually.
Nice. All right. Now I know you've got some stuff to do today, so let's ask just a few more questions. We can go and wrap it up, so you can go on making more of your excellent stuff. Now, I mean, obviously, with the song getting on the charts and everything like that, I mean, what do you hope to do with your success? Is there kind of a goal that you're shooting towards?
There's a few different things. Well, I really want to tour. I want to play my music for different people in different cities every night. That's really it. I don't care about being famous. I've never been rich. I've never had money, so I don't know what that's like. I'm sure that would be nice, but that's not a priority. I just want to travel and perform for different people. Also, I want to be a voice for people who either cannot use their own voice or are too afraid to use their own voice. Because growing up, I remember how important it was for me to have those larger-than-life rock star personalities. For me, it was Marilyn Manson or Shirley Manson from Garbage, Alanis Morissette, all these people that were using their voice to be very truthful about what was happening to them. And by doing so, they were able to speak for a lot of people and to a lot of people. And it's a lofty goal, but I figure the more honest that I am with myself and with the world, the more people will identify with it, whether in a positive or negative way, I guess is irrelevant. But the world needs rock stars. The world needs people to be brave, and I'm not always the bravest or the loudest, but I do have something that I want to say, and I'm saying it every time I write a song.
That is an act of bravery right there, and You know, those are, I like those goals. I like, I like, you know, it's more than just, you know, hey, look at me. You know, so I think.
Yeah, I'm not the most confident person all the time. So when I feel like giving up, I feel like the people that would be the most disappointed are the people that really believe in what I'm doing. And I can't give up because I can't let them down. They believe in me more than I believe in me sometimes.
Yeah, it's always, you know, it's always good to have those people behind you. Indeed.
I couldn't survive without them.
Exactly. Exactly. So, I mean, I know you got the, you know, upcoming tour and all that, but what else can we expect to see from you in the future?
I filmed a video for a new song a month ago. I'm working on another video in the next month, so there will be new songs and new content for 2016, which I'm very excited about. I can't wait.
Very
wait.
cool.
It's going to be fucking amazing. I'm smiling just thinking about it. It's so funny. But yes, I'm very excited for 2016 because you'll see.
Awesome. Ooh, mystery. I like it.
Yeah.
All right, well, I mean, is there anything else you'd like to say? I mean, open forum. Anything on your mind?
Oh, God. I felt like I said it all already.
All right.
I mean, I'd love to leave you with some witty quote or something really insightful, but that's just not who I am.
Well, we don't want you to be anything else.
Yes, thank you for that.
Alrighty, well,
All right, kids. That's unfortunately where we cut off, but I don't think there's really much more after that. Garek, thank you so much for being on the show. That was a fun interview, and I hope to have you on again. And of course, you can expect me to play pretty much anything he puts out, just at any given time. As soon as it comes out, I will be playing it. And I'm trying my damnedest to get him here in Austin. If you are anywhere, then do what you can to hit him up and try and get him to your town, because I can guarantee, I've never seen him live, but I can guarantee he's going to put on a damn good show. So, like I said, I'm trying really hard. I'm trying to pull some resources to get him here in Austin, and as soon as he announces his tour dates, I will be announcing them too. I will keep you going on that. I'll keep you updated. And I just want to say out to at Bailey Metz. I've been talking with Bailey on Twitter a little bit, and she is obviously a big fan of Garek, and I am too. And I just want to say hey. And she said that as she was listening to the interview, that he's very thoughtful and productive with everything he does, and that was really the main impression I got with his work, whether it be his music or his artwork. That, I mean, he's basically, kind of cutting pieces of himself off and presenting them out there, which I appreciate, for people who are actually being artists. I think that's the one thing about doing something that is actually art, is you are, presenting these pieces of yourself to the public, and it is an exposure that I think that most of us can't really appreciate, because we're not that vulnerable. We don't allow ourselves to be that vulnerable anyway. So I think that's why I kind of appreciate Garek and what he does, and I guess that's one of the reasons why I try and do what I do with this show. I mean, yeah, I'm a sarcastic asshole, and I play a lot of different things, and a lot of just like garage rock, things like that. But even on that, I mean, the artistic stuff, whether it's I'm interviewing an author, whether I'm just playing some music, I'm trying to get shit out there, because this is pieces of people. Music is a piece of a person or a piece of a group or whatever. And I try and get it out there, and I try and expose it for what it is. And, I'm a musician. Well, no, I take that back. I'm not a musician. I'm a fucking bassist. There's a difference. but, you know, and an author myself and all that, so I understand some of that. That's why I really enjoyed this interview. So I'm gonna, if you go to fanboytv.com, once I post the show on YouTube, I'm gonna have a shit ton of links for you to get to look at Garek's artwork, what he talked about. Of course, you can find him on Twitter at Save Garek. You can find him on Facebook, things like that. He's got a couple of websites. You can find his music a lot of places. His music has been rising on a couple of different charts now. So you can find him, and I'm going to make sure you can find him so you can keep track of him, because you're going to be hearing him. Oh, you're going to be hearing him. I have no doubt. As always, I always try and have the people I interview pick some music. I want to know what gets them going, what really inspires them, or what they're just digging on. Because for one, I'm interested in what other people are listening to, and for two, I'm kind of lazy, and sometimes I don't always want to pick the songs for this fucking thing. So, I've got some songs that, that he's picked, and we'll get to those here in a minute. And usually I have him intro it, and I did, but unfortunately that was part of the audio that I lost. So I'll try and remember what he said. But we're going to get on to Dr. Farquad and all the rest. But first, we're going to play some fucking music here from Garek. I'm going to find probably one of the better covers I've heard in a long time. Here's Garek and his version of Sex and Candy.
Myself, and I had so much time to sit and think about myself, and then there she was, like a double cherry pie. Yeah, she was like a disco superfly. I smell sexy, candy hair. Who's out lounging in my chair? Who's that can't stare? TV stares in my direction. Are they surely in a dream? Are they surely in a dream? Hanging around downtown by myself, and I had too much caffeine, and I was thinking about myself, and then there she was in platform double persuade. Yeah, she was like a disco lemonade. Yeah, I smell sexy, candy hair. Who's out lounging in my chair? Who's that can't stare? TV stares in my direction. Are they surely in a dream? Are they surely in a dream? I smell sexy, candy hair. Who's out lounging in my chair? Who's that can't stare? TV stares in my direction. Are they surely in a dream? Are they surely in a dream? I deny and you pretend. We believe what we invent, and we are disguised. Yes, we are disguised in our event. everything I need to fall. You're my animal, and you crawl from the earth in the night, and you're beautiful. All the darkness you murder inside. Animal, shut my eyes to truth, and then I'll bite my tongue until the end. And we are in disguise. Yes, we are in disguise and out of it. One light, little white lies. All I need, everything I need to fall. You're my animal, and you crawl from the earth in the night, and you're beautiful. All the darkness you murder inside.
All right, we got Garek. That was my animal off of Take the King. And before that, Sex and Candy, which is his cover. I highly, highly, highly suggest that you check out the video for that. The video for that is fucking amazing. Not a dry crotch in the house. So that was Garek. We just heard my interview with him. Amazing guy. He had a lot of good stuff to say. Of course, if you missed it, or whatever, it will be on fanboytv.com, and it will be on YouTube, so you can catch it again and again and again and again. And like I said, I'll have tons and tons of links so you can keep up on him. He has a tour coming up, so stay tuned. He might be coming to your neck of the woods, and if he's not, do what you can to bring him to your neck of the woods. That's actually something that people can do, especially for these artists that are starting out. Fans are a big help to artists who are starting out, and reaching out to them, doing what you can to open up venues, or not like open up venues, but expose them to venues that they could possibly get into is huge. So yeah, musicians are as much as dependent on the fans as the fans are on the musicians. So it's kind of a symbiotic thing, which is kind of awesome. So anyway, I've got some music that he picked out, and I'll try and remember what he said about it, because unfortunately that part of the interview kind of got tanked, which I'm not happy about, but oh well, there's not much we can fucking do about it now, is there? So anyway, excuse me, this fucking cold, I swear to God. I have Dr. Farquad coming up, and I've got some shit I found on the internet, as always, because I know y'all like that sort of thing. And I had some other stuff, but I don't really think we're going to get to it, which is fine, because it's some new things that maybe I want to save. Maybe I'm going to do. We don't know. It's a mystery. No, I do have some shit I found on the internet. Now, the first hour of the Headphone Bleed, I forgot to pay the bills. The first hour of the Headphone Bleed was sponsored by Elmer's Relative Extraction Service. Holidays are a wonderful time when family gets together, but come December 26th, it's time for those bastards to go back to their own homes. And let's face it, some of them can't take the hint. From fake septic tank ruptures, bomb threats, to manufactured weather reports, we'll do whatever it takes to get your beloved relatives back on their flights without making you look like the bad guy. That's Elmer's Relative Extraction Service. And they're so nice enough to sponsor the first hour of the Headphone Bleed. You know, because we got to pay the bill somehow. All right, every week, or every time we get together, we have the Good Doctor. Now, if those of you who have not had a chance to experience Dr. Farquad is a licensed professional who comes by. He helps people. That's what he does. And this show is all about helping people, obviously. And so he comes, and sometimes, you know, he has folks with problems of his own. Sometimes I have listeners of this show that bring their problems to them, and I love this. I love helping my own listeners. And you can, if you have an issue, if you have a problem, something that's plaguing you, that's bugging you, it doesn't matter what it is, personal, professional, whatever, friends, family, it doesn't matter. You can email me. You can hit me up at Saint042 on Twitter, funkyhorror42, yahoo.com, Facebook, whatever. You can send me the problem. Just type it out and I'll read it. What I love, and we've had really, really good success in the past, record it. You get on your phone or whatever, voice record it, send me the audio. I send it to the Good Doctor. The Good Doctor puts his crack mind, his professional, expert mind on your issue, and sends it back to us, and we play it every week. And, I don't know, it's a good way to begin and end a new year, I suppose. And that's totally the wrong fucking soundbite.
It's time to ask Dr. Farquad.
I could blame this cold, but I'm willing to bet it's more along the lines of the crown that's fucking me up. Anyway, it's good old Dr. Farquad, and he's got some issues here. Let's see what he's got for us this week.
Dear Dr. Farquad, why are these commie pinkos trying to take away our guns? It's my God-given Second Amendment right to carry a gun wherever and whenever on my person. I never know when a terrorist is gonna attack. Anytime, that's when. How can I get these liberal, whiny asses to shut up?
Dear Packing in Poughkeepsie, carrying a firearm is a Second Amendment right, but the chances of getting attacked by a terrorist while you go down to the Piggly Wiggly to pick up a dinner of corn dogs and light beer is quite minimal. The chances of getting fisted by a dwarf wearing a spiked glove is greater than a terrorist attack. I hope this helps your friend and mine, Dr. Farquad.
How weird. Sounds like Dr. Farquad has a cold too. Must be going around. Anyway, thank you, Dr. Farquad. Yet again, someone's issue has been tended to. Like I said, if you have an issue, please send it to me. He would be more than happy, which is, I think, kind of a clinical problem in itself, to help you. Anyway, so, like I said, I've got some stuff from from Garek that he picked. And so we're going to get right into it and then move on to other things. He picked, now if you look at his website, he says a lot about being a 90s kid, and so a lot of the stuff that he picked is some really, really excellent 90s stuff. And it's interesting because as I was going through and putting the show together, listening to the songs he picked, man, it brought me back, and I realized that I kind of have a real emotional connection to a lot of the songs that he picked, which is kind of weird. Because, me having emotions. Anyway, so for his first one, the first one I'm going to play here, he picked, excuse me, he picked some garbage. Now, Shirley Manson, let's talk Shirley Manson just for a second here. Shirley Manson, if you do not have an almost clinical obsession with Shirley Manson, then if you don't have that, we can't hang. I think I base a lot of relationships on how people view Shirley Manson, and I think Garek did kind of too. So he's definitely within my circle here. Here's a song that honestly it influenced me as well. And if I remember right, Garek said that this whole album was a very large influence on him, and so I have no problem playing this, a little bit of garbage.
what again? Say what again? I dare you. I double dare you, motherfucker. Say what one more time.
You and me, we used to be together, every day together, always. I really feel that I'm losing my best friend. I can't believe this could be the end. It looks as though you're letting go, and if it's real, well, I don't want to know. Don't speak to know just what you said, so please stop explaining. Don't tell me 'cause it hurts. Don't speak, I know what you're thinking. I don't need your reasons. Don't tell me 'cause it hurts. Our memories, they can be inviting, but some are altogether mighty frightening. As we die for you and I, with my head in my hands, I sit and cry. Don't speak, know just what you said, so please stop explaining. Don't tell me 'cause it hurts. No, 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 don't speak. I know what you're thinking, and I don't need your reasons. Don't tell me 'cause it hurts. It's all ending. You gotta stop pretending who you are. You and me, I can see us dying, are we? Don't speak, I know just what you said, so please stop explaining. Don't tell me 'cause it hurts. No, no, don't speak. I know what you're thinking, and I don't need your reasons. Don't tell me 'cause it hurts. Don't tell me 'cause it hurts. I know what you're saying, so please stop explaining. Don't speak, don't speak, don't speak. Oh, I know what you're thinking, and I don't need your reasons. I know you're good, I know you're good, I know you're real good. Oh, la la la
I want you to know that I'm happy for you. I wish nothing but the best for you both. I know the version of me. Is she perverted like me? Would she go down on you in a theater? Does she speak eloquently? And would she have your baby? I'm sure she'd make a really excellent mother. 'Cause the love that she gave every day wasn't able to make it enough for you to be open wide. No. And every time you speak her name, does she know how you told me you love me until you died? Till you died, but you're still alive. And I'm here to remind you of the mess you left when you went away. It's not fair to deny me of the cross I bear that you did to me. You ought to know. You seem very well. Things look peaceful. I'm not quite as well. I thought you should know. Did you forget about me, Mr. Duplicity? I hate to bug you in the middle of dinner. There was a slap in the face, how quickly I was replaced. And are you thinking of me when you fuck her? 'Cause the love that you gave every day wasn't able to make it enough for you to be open wide. No. And every time you speak her name, does she know how you told me and hold me until you died? Till you died, but you're still alive. And I'm here to remind you of the mess you left when you went away. It's not fair to deny me of the cross I bear that you gave to me. You ought to know. And you know it. Every time I scratch my nails down someone else's back, I hope you feel it. Well, can you feel it? Well, I'm here to remind you of the mess you left when you went away. It's not fair to deny me of the cross I bear that you gave to me. You ought to know. I'm here to remind you of the mess you left when you went away. It's not fair to deny me of the cross I bear that you gave to me. You ought to know.
Some 90s goodness via Garek. These are songs that he has picked, and rightfully so. We started off with Garbage, Super Vixen. That was an album that it highly influenced me, and it's pretty obviously it highly influenced him as well. No Doubt and Don't Speak, which, if I remember right, he said that was a soundtrack to an early 90s heartbreak. So I think we can all relate to that. And then Alanis Morissette, You Ought to Know. He said that there's just kind of a rawness about it. You know, it's very out there, it's very personal, which I think was why he was drawn to it. And Garek, if you're listening and I'm wrong, please tell me so, because I'm often wrong. Just ask anyone who knows me. This is the Headphone Bleed. This is Saint Zero. Thank you so much for listening. It is kind of Garek's show at the moment, and we got a couple more songs that he picked. And of course, earlier we played some songs that he actually did. So you want to definitely check them out. And we'll get to everyone's favorite part of the show here actually in just a minute. But I do want to do a couple of things here. First off, I'm going to be off air for just a little while. I need to take a hiatus. I've mentioned this before. I need to take a little break. I've been doing the show for about 2 years. It started off every week. We went to every other week, and you know, I need a small break. I don't want to stop doing the show. Don't get me wrong. That's not going to happen. I enjoy doing the show far, far too much to ever stop doing it. I just need to take a month or so, maybe a little more off, to kind of recharge my batteries. In this time, though, I want to make some changes. I've been doing more or less the same thing. It's going to be a music-based show, no matter what. It's going to be centered around music because, you know, despite all my other endeavors, music is my one true love. Music is the thing. It's my emotional outlet in a lot of ways, and I love promoting and trying to find new music for you guys to listen to, and new music for me to listen to. Shit, sometimes I'm looking for stuff that I fall in love with, and I'm looking for it to play for you guys. So I mean, it's not personal. It's you know, for my own edification too. But anyway, so I'm going to take a little break, and I want to make some changes. And so any changes, listen to the shows. Go to fanboytv.com. Go to YouTube. Hell, if you want to go old school, go to my website, michaelrcollins.wordpress.com, and listen to the old fucking episodes. And, you know, if there's things that I do you like, you want me to do more of, if there's things you don't like, you really would like me to stop doing, or if you get any ideas of things that you think would be fun for the show, let me know. I mean, if there's things that you thought would be really cool to hear on a radio show, suggest it. Like, bring it up. Even if it's stupid. I mean, obviously, listen to what I do every freaking week. You know, but, hit me up. At Saint042 on Twitter. FunkyHorror42 at yahoo.com. The Headphone Bleed on Facebook. You know, if you're listening on Fanboy, if you're listening on YouTube, wherever, you know, there's going to be all sorts of links you can have access to. But let me know. I'm genuinely interested in what you guys think, and I want to make some changes for the coming year for the show to make it better, but just to do different things. Like I said, I'm going to not start every show with Nashville Pussy. Not that I don't love them any less, because I don't. It's just time for something different. You know, and I'll try to do something, but I'm not going to get rid of everything. It's not like it's a completely new thing, you know. I'm going to still keep Dr. Farquad. We love Farquad. Still do shit I found on the internet, but, you know, a lot of other little different things. So let me know. I will probably pop on at some point during the hiatus just for shits and giggles, because I can't stay away for too long. And I know last time I decided to take a little break, I did a show to where I just played 2 albums in their entirety. I might do that too. So if you have suggestions for albums to play in their entirety, to play the whole thing, let me know, because that would be awesome. And also, don't forget, this is a station. This is a fully operational, 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week station. So when this show goes off, you go straight to the station. You listen to music. You can listen to it anywhere. And while the time off, I'm probably going to be concentrating on the station a little bit, too, and making a few changes there as well. So if you have any suggestions for the station, too, by God, you know, make them. If there's music you're tired of listening to, the music you want to hear, you know, if you're sick of the sound bites, if you maybe there's a sound bite like, hey man, this would be cool, you should play it on your station, let me know. I'd love to do it. So don't forget, you know, you can come to Live 365 stations, you know, goes on all the damn time. So, you know, that's the thing. You know, new year, new thing. Like I said, I don't believe in resolutions, but I do believe in taking time to take stock in things. So anyway, and as long as I'm talking about stupid shit, Night Shall Overtake is the book that I myself wrote all by my little lonesome. If you are all for surly, shape-shifting female detectives and the monsters whose ass she wants to kick, find it on Amazon. Night Shall Overtake. You can find it at my publisher, Black Bedsheet Books. If you're in the Austin area, you can find the actual physical books at Book People and at Half Price Books on North Lamar, which on January 16th, I will be doing a book signing. I would love to see you guys there. So January 16th at Half Price Books on Lamar, I would love it. I'll be signing books there. So anyways, that's my thing. You know what? Fuck it. Let's do this. It's everyone's favorite part of the show. That's right, it's your favorite part, my favorite part, everyone's favorite part. It's shit I found on the internet. And, it's a holiday season, so there's lots of holiday shit to be found, so I try not to get it too holiday, but I think I found a few. But one thing I do want to mention, Martin Shkreli, who was the asshat who jacked up all the medication, was a couple months ago. The company that he owned, or he bought, I'll put it that way, jacked up some medication, some life-saving medication, got pretty much skewered by the public, rightfully so. Well, he has, as of last week, got arrested for defrauding Wall Street. Which, I mean, when I read it, good. That fucking asshole needed to get everything that's coming to him. Karma needs to just, shove a gigantic fucking telephone pole up his ass. But as I read it, it kind of occurred to me that he was arrested for defrauding Wall Street. He was arrested for defrauding the quote-unquote 1%. He was not arrested for jacking up the price of life-saving medication. That's kind of fucked up, kids. He did a very, very bad thing, and all he got was skewered on the stage of, public discretion. But the law didn't come into effect until he defrauded very rich people. It's not racism. It's classism, kids. We're in a class war, whether you like it or not. And unfortunately, a good thing happened to a bad thing happened to a bad person, but for kind of the wrong reasons. Anyway, my one little soapbox for tonight. Yes. Anyway, let's get to the other shit. All right, a man smokes weed and then sucks a horse's dick. I went to Snopes and I didn't see where it was where they said it didn't happen, so I'm just going to assume it did. In Wausau, Wisconsin, a 30-year-old has been charged with possession of marijuana and blowing a horse. Court documents obtained by the Northwestern.com claim that Jared Kraft was found inside a barn with a marijuana pipe and a jar of petroleum jelly. He is also wearing a face mask and blue wind pants with holes cut around the crotch and ass areas. Kraft admitted to police that before he was found inside the barn with said animal, he blew and jacked it off, and he was viewing horse porn. The police searched Kraft's apartment and found marijuana, though they did not find any horse porn. He's locked up in the county jail on $2,000 cash bond. Faces a judge on Tuesday, which I think was actually last Tuesday because I saved this a week ago. But in other horse sex news, back in October, a 19-year-old Floridian jacked off on a horse plush toy at Walmart, put the stuffed animal back on the shelf in classic, change my mind fashion. So apparently horses are the in thing right now. In non-horse related news, per openculture.com, Paramount is now streaming 175 free movies online. This includes westerns, thrillers, and crime pictures, and we're not talking like new blockbusters. We're talking classic movies. So all you aficionados who love the old classic movies, this is your chance. In that project, and these are on YouTube. It's called the Paramount Vault, and it's just tons of classic comedies, actions, horror, western, sci-fi, the whole thing. Contains like Hamlet and King Creole, Dark City, all these old classic Paramount movies. So if that's what you dig, go to YouTube, look up the Paramount Vault, or just Google the Paramount Vault, and they've got a bunch of new things to look at. Or I found it on openculture.com. So I'm a huge old movie buff. I love the old horror movies especially, but I love old movies. So, obviously, because I do a lot of sound bites from them. So there you go. Speaking of old shit, Columbia House is looking to get back into the mail order game. Yes, Columbia House, that CD order that you made that is probably still on your credit from 1993, they're coming back, and they're doing exclusively vinyl. I figure with all the resurgence and interest in vinyl, they're going to come back with their excuse me, with their deals and do exclusively vinyl. So if you want to buy some vinyl for a penny and then never pay it off, only to have the shit show up on your credit and keep you from getting your house, hey, they're back and they're here for you, man. They're looking at you. Science. Dateline space. There's a ghost satellite, kids. No, it's not a ghost, quote unquote. There's a satellite that got shot out into space in 1967. The early days of the space program, a lot of times they would send out satellites because they were testing things. They had to test it out, especially if they were going for the moon. And these satellites were basically sent out to test data that was signals to come back and forth between the space, anything in space back to Earth. Well, there was a number of satellites called LES, and most of them were successful. LES-1 was launched on February 11th, 1965, and despite its boost stage failure, which left it stranded, it was able to transmit. Well, it kind of all of a sudden popped back into action. It is now suddenly transmitting, and they're called ghost signals, but it started back up, and amateur astronomers have been kind of following it and catching the signals. It's, as far as why it popped back up, why it's transmitting signals, no one's really sure. They're just guessing some sort of error, but, maybe it's haunted. It's the haunted satellite. If you're in Britain, I'm sorry. Not for the usual reasons, but Sky Broadband, which is apparently one of the big internet things over in the UK, next year will automatically block porn. Yes, following Australia's model, they are going to start blocking porn. Now, of course, people are not all that happy about it, and because it's kind of another way of legislating morality and basically telling people what they can do. They said that they're going to send out an email, and you have to respond to the email to say whether or not you want it blocked or not. This is them giving you options, I guess. But so in Britain, if you like porn, you better be checking your email because you may be bereft of such things. Let's see. A player sues Fallout 4 creators for making the game too addictive. Basically, what he claims is he did a 3-week role-playing binge, and it cost him his job and his wife. A man from Russia is suing him. 28-year-old from Siberia. He wants $7,000 in compensation from Bethesda, who created the game Fallout. And basically, he was addicted to the game, lost his job, lost his wife. His entire world was Fallout 4, and now he wants some recompense. And all I got to say is, sorry, Snowflake. That's your decision. And even with addiction, there is help, and you refuse to seek it. So, too fucking bad. Although, from what I hear, Fallout 4 is pretty fucking cool. So, he may have something there, I don't know. In actual good news, An HIV antibody is starting to curb the virus in trials. They're actually getting to the point to where they're almost completely deleting it out of a person's DNA. See, this is the thing about HIV and AIDS. It actually starts connecting to your DNA, which is why it's so goddamn hard to get rid of. It's not like you can take some penicillin and it kills it like an antibiotic. It's a virus that latches on to your very fucking structure of life, and it's obviously a bitch to get rid of. Well, they're doing more and more, and this drug that they've come up with, it's in phase 1, so I mean, it could fart and fall. We don't know, but it's promising. It's an antibody, and it neutralizes a broad range of the HIV strains, and that's the other tricky part. It becomes very, very personal, and you have different strains of HIV, which basically make a lot of the drugs really difficult to try and defeat the virus because it changes. So it's in trials right now. It's doing really good, but this is good news. This is really good news. The use of the antibody is used directly to attack the HIV, and it's on its way to getting an actual vaccine. I like hearing news like this. I really do. Speaking of good news, here's the flip side of good news, and that is bad news. Texas. Dallas, as of yesterday, got fucking pummeled, literally. Some massive tornadoes hit the Dallas area. It left about 11 dead. It's left 100 without homes. Our prayers and thoughts go to the folks in Dallas. It kind of came up on them. And there was a couple E2s, E3s that came up through North Texas. And, of course, the Dallas area is very highly populated. So, a tornado rips through there, it's rough. And, of course, there's some flooding and major hail damage, things like that. So our hearts and our prayers go out to the folks over in that area because, we just got hail earlier, and, that was nothing. I can only imagine how bad it hit over there. Man pulls a pistol on the St. Paul sex shop clerk and demands a new penis pump. St. Paul, Minnesota, a man fled from an adult sex shop after pointing a pistol at a clerk's head, demanding a working penis pump. The police say he remains at large. If he remained at large, then he wouldn't need the penis pump, now would he? Suspect walked into Viva Video to exchange a penis pump he had previously purchased, claiming it did not work as advertised. The clerk argued that any problems were due to operator error, which, let's face it, no one likes to hear. The suspect then pulled out a handgun, pointed it at the clerk's head, demanded a replacement. He fled the scene without a new pump, claiming he'd be back. So, if you know anyone who is in shopping for a penis pump in the Minnesota area, then I think you might have your suspect. You know what? I think that's all the shit we found on the internet for one night. If you find any more shit, let me know, because I'm all about it, because the internet's a very, very weird place. But I do have to say that this hour of the Headphone Bleed is brought to you by your liver. Your liver would like to say one thing. It'd like to say, okay, champ, we're not as young as we used to be. We got tanked on eggnog on Christmas Eve and cheap beer on the next day while we watch the game. New Year's is around the corner, and your liver's begging you to pace yourself. 20 was a long time ago. You're not that young anymore. And let me put it this way. Your liver has made a deal with your bladder, and if you overdo it on New Year's, you can expect to piss blood for a while. So keep that in mind on that just one more glass of champagne.
Boy, look at you, looking at me. I know you
Little Marilyn Manson as per Garek. That's right. That's a hell of a combo right there. Marilyn Manson and Lana Del Rey. Lana Del Rey, High by the Beach, and then the fight song by our favorite fellow. Both picked by Garek. We interviewed him. We talked with him just a little bit ago, and as always, I like to make everyone pick some music because I'm too fucking lazy to do it myself. He picked Lana Del Rey just because I think, and if I remember right, he quotes, he loves that bitch, and he'd love to do some music with her. And Marilyn Manson, he picked that one because I think it's kind of obvious, the fight song. You know, sometimes you just got to go out and show a motherfucker up. You got to fight. And that's a good song to do it to, man. That gets your shit going. So, I like them. I like it. Excuse me. And we are kind of getting near the end, I think. Unfortunately, we're kind of getting near the end of the show. I want to thank everyone who listened. I want to thank everyone. I want to thank Garek, especially, for coming on the show tonight. I had an awesome interview. Looking to see him live as he goes live in 2016 on his tour. I'm gonna try my damnedest to get him here in Austin. And if you want him in where you're at, then by God, do everything you can to get him there. And like I said, I'm taking a small break, but I might pop up. You never know. Stay tuned. I might pop up with some weird shit in the meantime. But listen to the station at Live 365. You know where it's at. You're listening to it. It's live365.com/stations/Saint Zero. It goes 24/7. And I'm gonna continuously post links to it, so you know it's there. You can listen to it at work, at home, wherever. And I'm gonna be making some changes to it, so any suggestions, of course, are welcome. And of course, fanboytv.com. This episode and all the rest. You go to the podcast section, and it pops down with the Headphone Bleed. All the episodes are there. If you go to YouTube, I, of course, have some stuff up on YouTube. The Headphone Bleed channel right there. To have a little bit of visual with what you're listening to. And, of course, links and everything will be up for that, too. So keep listening. And keep suggesting stuff. I love that sort of thing. And you know, we'll see what 2016 has to bring. I hope you all have a great new year. I hope that you know, whatever type of 2015 you had, 2016 holds bigger and better things for you. I truly do. I hope that on every single one of you. So, I think tonight we're gonna call it for tonight. And just remember, folks, I love y'all, and I think everyone who's listened this year, and I hope all good things happen to you. So don't forget that to keep in mind that one burning question: are you being the person Mr. Rogers wanted you to be? Because we all know that he was the man. KCCO and good night, world, wherever you are.